Museum in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm just gonna walk around and show off some of these planes until I either find one that interests me that I'm somewhat knowledgeable about, or we start getting some viewers in here that uh, ask to see something. But I really like this part over here. They've got a couple cars in front of the stealth bomber, and it's really the perfect setup for the team here in the future, hopefully. This is how me and the boys are about to be pulling up on you guys, at least in my own head. I mean, I don't think this is too much to ask for. I mean, the stealth bomber, you're going to need a pretty big driveway to put it in, but the other uh, cars here, that's pretty tame, pretty manageable, I think. But yeah, I'm just going to walk around until we hopefully get some viewers up in here. Otherwise, we'll just let her post the page later. I can't explain to you guys how big some of these things are in person. I mean, it is absolutely wild to think about actually getting in the driver's seat of this thing and flying it. These people that fly these things are insane. It was going to be a little bit difficult to get in, but suppose this is what the cockpit of an F-16 looks like, guys. We're over here at the Air Force Museum, just walking around looking at stuff. And I don't know if you can't close the top down, of course not because of the simulation, but that's still pretty cool. Could you imagine attempting to read all these gauges as well as fly the plane at the same time? That is quite a bit to keep track of versus just the RPM gauge. That's pretty good. What's going on? How's it going? So I'm making my way through the museum, and if you guys have anywhere specific that you want to see, I'll try and go take a look at it. But for right now, we're just gonna have a little bit of fun, uh, looking around and feeling. There's not much room to move around in this thing, man. This would get very claustrophobic being up there, going in full throttle and just shooting those motherfuckers down. Oh dear. Yeah, this is a lot to keep track of and memorize in here, guys. But I'm not going to spend too much time in the cockpit because there are quite a few more things to see in here. But bear with me a minute, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I just need to get a couple pictures of that. Alrighty, so we're gonna try and make our way. Look at these over here real quick before you guys leave. They've got these sports cars parked in front of the stealth bomber, and I was joking around a minute ago saying that this is the dream setup for if we make it big one day. I mean, we're gonna need a pretty big driveway for the stealth bomber, but for the plane or the cars and the motorcycle, we can probably pull that off. There we go. The only thing missing right here is a Tommy gun with a 100 round barrel drum, and that would be the perfect setup right there. How's it going, friend? I'm doing good. I'm having fun, just joking around a little bit, trying to enjoy the day. Taking a look around at all the airplanes over here. I cannot even explain to you guys how big this one here in the middle of the room is. It's like, it makes me nervous just standing by it, let alone imagining sitting in the driver's seat and uh, flying the thing. But we've got a couple more over here. Hello. Well, I didn't read the full comment until just then. That's lovely. You enjoy doing that? I'm over here looking at airplanes. Is this what you're trying? Is this what you like to watch while you do that? So once again, we have a couple fighter jets. I was in the World War II section earlier, which is my favorite. I've made it over here to some of the more modern planes, but it looks like we've got a little bit of a explosion here because the reason these planes are so big is because they carry these absolutely massive bombs over here. It's pretty wild. Could you imagine clicking a button and just dropping that and just whoosh, you know, as you fly off in your aviators and smoke a cigarette? Pretty cool. We've got one that's kind of stripped down over here where you can see the inner makings of the plane and the sizes of the guns and whatnot. This is an incredibly complex machine here. And that's what we're working with. A 20 millimeter machine gun right inside the thing. There we go. There's a cool shot. Yeah, these things are massive, man. I think it's silly to say this, but you wouldn't really expect them to be quite this big, but I guess that makes sense. It's just seeing it up in person is different, you know? I mean, the tires alone on the thing are 6 feet tall. Well, I'll be back because I've got to get a picture of that simulator and do a couple things. I'm going to switch over to a different section. So if you guys are enjoying the video, once I get back over to the simulator, I'm going to pop off for a minute, but I will come back. So if you like it, then subscribe and stay tuned. I'll be back up in a minute. But I'm just making my way back towards this simulator really quick. And it looks, oh, well, we got another one that I'll show you guys before I end the live. This one's got a little bit more room in it, but these are still incredibly uncomfortable to get in. And yes, once again, more gauges than you could ever hope to keep track of. Uh, you have to be a special kind of person to be able to actually pretend that you know what's going on during that. But this is what it looks like for everybody who's wondered how much room you actually have in one of these things and wondered about the controls and stuff. And yes, um, I'm gonna go off of here in a minute for those guys that have just joined in. But if you're enjoying, then subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back up shortly. So, signing off. It's getting kind of hot in the plane already, guys. I'm about to have to shed my jacket because I'm sweating just sitting here. But all right, thank you.